We're back to playing some Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist. Today's video is Carmine. I kind of like Carly, not just because she has her first name that's female version of mine, only mine starts with a K, not a C. Common, uh, common mistake growing up over the years as a kid in school. But she had an interesting deck and an interesting story arc in of herself. Unlike most other female, well, I think I would consider her as like a woman, one of the female lead protagonists of the Yu-Gi-Oh series, and she had an interesting background, which we'll get into a little further into the video. But her deck, I mean, it was a little confusing at first. I tried out her deck a long time ago, and at that time I could not get to work because I didn't do the research to build a proper deck or even pay attention on how she utilizes her deck in the show. Because I maybe say like a couple of times throughout the years, but I revisited a couple of days ago just to refamiliarize myself. So her deck is pretty much centered on allowing standby phases to go through a certain number of times until her Fortune Lady attacks increase to a certain amount to make them really powerful. She doesn't have any extra decks, but she did at a couple of times use the Earthbound Immortal card, Earthbound Immortal Isla Pisco, which pretty much based off one of the Nazca line sites. I think it was in Peru, but we'll get into that. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff to Talkative Carl on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. I stream almost every day except Wednesdays and Thursdays. I'll be usually at the streaming time frame of 6, sometimes usually between 6 p.m. to 7. I get started and carry on for at least, depending on what games I'm doing, almost like 4 to 5 hours. But 1 second here, I didn't get the links posted. Yeah, I like Carmine. I gotta be honest. It's like she's one of the few female lead protagonists that actually does something. I mean, she was kind of like that love-struck puppy dog like Sakura was in Naruto, but she does it differently. She wanted to do more for Jack Atlas, and I kind of like their relationship. It seems very organic and not cheesy at all. And she actually, is a legit duelist, more so than even Taya, to be frank with you, and definitely more than what's his Yuma's little girlfriend, and more so than Yuya's girl. I keep confusing her between Zuzu and Lulu. It's one of the two. I can't remember. But Carmine is like an amazing duelist when she really tries. It wasn't until she quote unquote died and became a dark signer and she really strut her stuff, and it was amazing. But let's get into the cards that she implemented in her repertoire. And she also has a few other cards for the support, but I don't have it in the game, so I can't really apply it. But you can look it up It's like, Fortune Lady Chi this Earth or Chi this water kind of thing. I don't have that. It's like little sprite versions or chibi versions of her cards, but I don't have that in this game to apply. But first things first, Solitaire Magician. Once per turn, you can select one face-up Fortune Lady monster you control and one other face-up monster on the field. Reduce the level of the selected Fortune Lady monster by 3 and destroy the other selected monster. Don't know why I have 2 of these. It seems like pointless. It seems like a poisonous effect, but oh well. Fortune Lady Wind. This card's attack and defense are equal to its level times 300. During each of your standby phases, increase the level of this card by 1, maximum of 12. When this card is normal summon, you can destroy a number of spell or trap cards your opponent controls equal to the number of face-up Fortune Lady monsters you control. Fortune Lady Water, same effect. During each of your standby phases, same effect. When this card is supposed to summon while you control a face-up Fortune Lady monster except Fortune Lady Water, draw 2 cards. Fortune Lady Light. When this card is removed from the field by a card effect, you can special summon one Fortune Lady monster from your deck. Fortune Lady Fire. When this card is special summoned in face-up attack position by the effect of Fortune Lady card, destroy one face-up monster your opponent controls and inflict damage to your opponent equal to the destroyed monster's attack. This card is interesting because it really does look like the, not Dark Signer version, but the normal Carly look. Fortune Lady Earth. This card's attack and defense, 400. During each of your standby phases, it increases. When this level of this card increases, inflict 400 damage to your opponent. Fortune Lady Dark. Now, this one, a little known fact. In the manga, I think it was the manga, or Japanese, or the Japanese anime, it was called Fortune Lady Darky. Now, it would have been problematic to have this card brought over to the West, and they couldn't keep that, which is one of the moments when, Americanized censorship comes into play that I and a lot of people would agree that it would have been a good idea, because you can't have a card called Darky. I mean, even though I think there's a couple of cards with Darky in it. I know it's not any kind of racial component behind it, but it's just, you can't have a kid screaming Darky while playing. Is obviously would not be ideal, so they just put in Fortune Lady Dark, which is fine. When a face-up Fortune Lady monster you control destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can select and special summon one Fortune Lady monster from your graveyard. And we have the Earthbound Immortal Isla Piscu. There can only be one Earthbound Immortal monster on the field. If there is no face-up field spell card on the field, destroy this card. Your opponent cannot target this card for attacks. This card can attack your opponent directly when this face-up card leaves the field, except by its own effect. Destroy as many face-up monsters your opponent controls as possible, and if you do, inflict 800 damage to your opponent for each monster destroyed. And there's a couple of cards that I implemented to pad out the deck a little bit to try to make this effect, because these Fortune Ladies kind of like witches or fortune tellers. That's why I consider this part of the Halloween theme of the month, because witches, I got the Eye of Truth, so I can look at the opponent's hand, but your opponent must keep their hand revealed. During each of your opponent's standby phases, if they have any spell or spell card in their hand, they gain 1,000 life points. Slip of Fortune. Activate only when your opponent's monster declares an attack targeting a monster. Negate the attack and remove from play the attack target monster until the next standby phase. Roar of the Earthbound. Once per turn, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, target the attacking monster, destroy that target. And if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half of the destroyed monster's attack. You must control an Earthbound immortal monster with attack higher than the attack of the attacking monster to activate and to resolve this effect. Revival of the Immortals. Most of these Earthbound cards Carly didn't use, but I thought I added in because she did use an Earthbound Immortal. And I will do other characters that are Dark Sanders as well, so I will be reusing cards like these in their decks too. Target one Earthbound Immortal monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but it cannot declare an attack this turn. Also, your opponent takes no battle damage from attacks involving it. Pyroclock of Destiny. Move the turn count forward by one turn. The turn which this card is activated continues as normal. Now, I thought I'd try this just to see if it would speed up the standby phase turn area, so that way any Fortune Lady monster I have on the field can gain an extra standby phase and increase their attack a bit. But I just want to see if that will work. I'm not 100% sure if it would. It should, but we'll see. A couple of cards that Jack has, I think, is ideal for her to have because she's so in love with Jack. Ominous Fortune Telling. She didn't use this, but I think it's ideal for Fortune Lady theme. During your standby phase, select one random card from your opponent's hand, call the type of card, monster, spell, or trap. If you call it right, inflict 700 damage of your points of damage to your opponent. Slight points. You can use this effect only once per turn. I want to use this in combination with the Eye of Truth, just so I'll know I'm right. Offering of the Immortals. When your opponent's monster declares a direct attack while you have 3,000 or less life points, negate the attack, and if you do, special summon 2 ceremonial tokens, Earth type, Rock type, Earth, level 1, 0 attack and defense. And if you do that, add 1 Earthbound card, Earthbound Revival, or Roar of the Earthbound from your deck to your hand. Ceremonial tokens cannot be tributed except for a tribute summon of an Earthbound Immortal monster and cannot be used as a synchro material. Inherited Fortune. Activate during the turn a face-up Fortune Lady monster you control was destroyed. Special summon up to 2 Fortune Lady monsters from your hand during your next standby phase. Enlightenment. You cannot summon the turn you activate this card. Activate at the end of the damage step. If a spellcaster type monster you control attacked and destroy an opponent's monster by battle, that monster can attack again immediately. Then we have Bending Destiny. If the only face-up monsters you control are Fortune Lady monsters, you can activate this card. Negate the activation of a spell or trap card or the normal summon of a monster and remove that card from play. The card removed from play by this effect is returned to the owner's hand during the end phase. Time Passage. Increase the level of 1 face-up Fortune Lady monster you control by 3 until the end phase. You have Feature Visions Field Spell card. When a monster is normal summoned, remove from play that monster. During the next standby phase of the controller who summoned that monster, return it to the field in face-up attack position. Fortune, Fortune's Future. Select one of your removed from play Fortune Lady monsters and return it to the graveyard, then draw 2 cards. Earthbound Whirlwind. If you control a Earthbound Immortal monster, destroy all spell and trap cards your opponent controls. Earthbound Revival. Discard 1 card, then target 1 Earthbound Immortal monster and 1 field spell card in your graveyard. Add those targets to your hand. And then Burden of the Mighty, I think it'll be ideal because the Fortune Lady monsters start out so weak, and I want to make sure the opponent's cards are just as weak, or if not weaker, to give me a fighting chance once I put these cards on the field. Okay, so let's try out Carly stuff. Yo, what you guys think of Carmine as a character? I enjoyed her, but I'm curious to know what you guys think. How her deck plays, her relationship with Jack, the whole overall arc. Wow, no Fortune Lady at all. Probably should have cost down. There we go. Oh, it has to be spell summon. Just in case. Had a feeling that trap card was what he had. Okay. Nope. Ah, shoot, I could have just used it so I can destroy that thing, but oh well. Yeah, the trick in dealing with Carly's deck, don't allow her monsters to remain on the field for too long before they get too powerful for you to handle. Yeah, I knew that was coming. I will be doing Tetsu Trudge or Officer Trudge in the future. Don't know why my Pyro Clock of Destiny is not activating. Yes. So weird. You should be able to activate it whenever you want, just moving their turn to, like right now. It's my main phase 1. If I want to activate Power Clock of Destiny, it should move the turn all the way back to my main phase 1 all over again. But, or at least any draw or standby or main phase one of these things. Don't know why it's not doing it. There we go. Let's try against Leo. I haven't did like a match with him. Okay, go ahead first. Okay, Bark on the Mighty. Oh yeah, future visions. My fortune lady on the field first. Yeah, future visions. Yeah, never let future visions. Oh, dang it! I know what I should do. I should have that freaking field a barrier. Yeah, I probably don't need cost down. Shoot. Yes. You don't have to build a deck exactly like this, but keep the core, like I mentioned in my other profiles. Just try to maintain the core, or at least like the main cards, as much as possible. Oh, you can negate. I should have paid attention to that. Didn't mean to activate Ordeal of the Traveler. Fortune Lady win. Destroy this field spell. That. I did Leo's Morphtronic deck a long time ago. It's on my YouTube channel if you want to check out that. Might put Leo as among of the, because I want to do a video for all the best friend decks. I think I could put Leo on the list. As a matter of fact, I should put his sister as part of the female main protagonist on the list too. Come to think of it, because well, Leo is more the duelist than his sister is, but they both had a fair share of duels. Alright, fine with me. Yeah, Akiza. Yeah, I think Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds have better female duelists more so than any other. I think Zexal was my good close second. No, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, and Zexal. That's the only Yu-Gi-Oh! I didn't see Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains. I'm still waiting on the dub version to come out either on Hulu or something, so for I can watch that, because I think they have some solid female duelists there too, but I can't judge it 100%. But I say it obviously, but I think yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds had like a solid roster of female duelists, good ones too, not corny like Teo or not Zuzu. It's not Zuzu, is it? Like Yu-Gi-Oh's partner from the standard dimension. Not like her. Well, no, not even that. She actually has some solid duels. Her Melodious deck that I did a video on too, which is on my YouTube channel. You can check it out too. The links is in the Streamlabs, or go to Talkative Carl on YouTube and check it out. But yeah, Taya sucked. A lot of females in Zexal suck, except for maybe a couple. But man, it's just bad. It's just Yu-Gi-Oh! Don't have the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series don't have a solid track record of doing their female duelists any justice. I'm going to do Sayer next week, Psychic Duelist, because I really want to do like a video for the Psychic types, because part of the Halloween thing, Psychics, I guess, can be scary if you can think about it. 1 second here, guys. Let's see, what was Leo's sister's name? I keep blanking on it. Luna, God, yeah, that was her name. Wow. It is Zuzu Boyle. Zuzu Boyle. I knew I had it right, Zuzu. I think I'm gonna combine Zuzu and Lulu's. I'm pretty sure it was Lulu from the fusion dimension, but yeah. Okay. I need to summon my Earthbound Immortal. I got ways of summoning it, or at least getting it in my hand in other ways, so don't need to waste that. Get rid of that. Okay. Can't attack anyway, so. Can't believe he had like two mystical space typhoons. My God. Because I had like a field spell card at the ready. I have nothing. There it is. My God. That's useless to me now. Wait a minute. Keep wanting to do this, so I keep forgetting. Try. Okay. Gonna need this different dimension capsule, and then field barrier. Screen capture this for myself when I come back to Carly's deck in a future video. That way I remember. Because I got a crappy memory sometimes. Okay, let's try again with Sayer. Oh, there you go. Didn't need to do that. Masquerade. Sayer was a real asshole. Not even just killing Carly, but was the sole person responsible in the Arcadia movement that's supposed to help psychics in the, well, psychics was a thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, but he was supposed to help them control their powers, but he was just pretty much abusing them to have like an army of psychics, because he's a powerful psychic in his own right. But Misty, who's one of the Dark Signers who was coming after Akiza, her little brother, spoiler alert, was a psychic too, and he was a fanboy of Akiza. Akiza at the time was a jaded Black Rose version of herself earlier in the series, and she just did not give that boy his time of day, and then did not look out for him when Sayer got his hooks into him, and then pretty much well, it was like abuse, to say the least. He hooked him up to some kind of machine, and the boy was just I guess wasn't strong enough to in his ability to control his psychic abilities. He died in a Japanese anime, but I don't think they did that way in the American version. I think they was very vague on it. I don't think they said he went missing. He just he was just gone. It was really sad, but Sayer did eventually find. Misty did eventually find out by the help of Yusei, tricking Sayer into admitting what he did. Dang it. None of these are... Gotta start over again. I need to summon my Earthbound Immortal at least once with Carly. It seems almost wrong if I don't. Get rid of that. Now or never. Ugh. Can. Whoops. Don't know what's going on here. This gonna have to do. Seriously? I guess right. I guess right. Yeah. Just get rid of it. Is that all spell cards? Yeah. I need to draw 2 cards. I need some more cards in my hands. Oh god, I guess I thought I gotta be spells of someone from the graveyard. Oh, you gotta have fortunately on the field. Doggone it. Should have gone with fire. Yeah. He doesn't have that many life points to afford to pay for certain tasks. Psychic type cards do have a major cost in life points, so you gotta be weary of that. Matter of fact, when I do a video for Sayer next week, when I build a deck, I want to make sure that I'll have some cards that will increase my life points, so that way I can afford the certain costs for certain cards. I was about to say I could just use Swords of Prevailing Light, but okay. I kind of like Carly's deck. I didn't give its just due back in the day like I probably should have. but I, you know, well, if you build a deck in this kind of way, at least roughly this kind of way, aside from, well, if you got this Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist on the Nintendo Switch version, that's more quote unquote updated. That way you can probably have the proper more of the support cards for the Fortune Lady theme that will be a little bit more beneficial, and you don't really have to use cards like the Earthbound Immortal stuff if you don't want to, but it's a good idea to have because she did use it. But yeah, next week we'll be doing Sarah, all psychic types. That will be an interesting discussion. I will be going on to Red Dead Redemption 2 in like 10 minutes. And then we'll probably be wrapping up Batman Arkham City tonight. Not sure if I'm going to be hopping on to Overwatch right after that. I'm probably not, but don't discount that. I'll probably end the night with Overwatch because like I got the energy. I rested up. Earlier today I went out shopping for some stuff. It's been a minute, and I took a nap when I got home because I got up so early, and I'm feeling very well rested. So I have a lot of energy. I already ate earlier before I eventually slept an hour or so later after that. So probably won't be hungry for a while. So I will see you all in a few minutes. Once again, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff to Talkative Carl on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Tell your friends if they're Yu-Gi-Oh fans. They might get a kick out of this. And I will see you all next time for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist.